you're job searching, you're probably rewriting your CV. And if you're rewriting your CV, you'll notice that some sections are stronger than others. If you're struggling with the references section of your CV, it could be for a number of reasons. It could be that you don't have that many professional contacts, or perhaps you don't have that much work experience, so don't really have any references to call upon at all. But if this is you and you're finding yourself in this position, then there are a number of ways you can add references to your CV, even without work experience. And it is important you focus on this section because it can add credibility to your CV, it can show a prospective employer whether you're a trustworthy and reliable candidate, and ultimately whether they should hire you for the role. So firstly, try to utilise character references. Now these are quite different to professional references, but they can be just as powerful. And they're usually given from somebody that you know as an acquaintance, whether that's a friend or an acquaintance working in a professional manner, and they can comment on your character. So this person will be able to tell a prospective employer about you as an individual, what kind of personality you have, what your characteristics are like, and really what they can expect of you in the workplace. And these can be really interesting because a lot of employers reading CVs want to get an idea of a candidate's personality because they want to know whether they're going to fit in with the working atmosphere and the team environment. So if you know anybody like this that can comment on your CV, and if they work in a professional capacity like a doctor or a teacher, then even better, ask them to comment on your CV. Now whether you've left education recently or a long time ago, you should know somebody from your educational background that can comment on you as an individual. So that could be an ex-tutor, an ex-teacher, or an ex-lecturer. Now again, this person might not be able to talk about you in the workplace, but they can certainly talk about you in an educational form. So what you were like in lectures, did you turn up on time, how reliable you were with submitting work to deadlines, what you were like working in group environments, so what you're like as a team member. These are all really valuable for a prospective employer, so it's definitely worth approaching one of these if you haven't got work experience contacts. If you've worked in a voluntary role or worked for a charity, again, these are definitely valuable references that could really boost your CV, because working with an ex-colleague or a manager in a voluntary role, they'll be able to, as a reference, tell an employer what you're like in the workplace, how reliable you are, what the quality of your work was like, and they'll also be able to back up any work projects that you mention on your CV, so consider contacting them. And lastly, if you're self-employed, it can be even more difficult to get references for your CV. But one thing you can do is consider including customer testimonials, because whatever industry you've worked in, you've probably got a customer that you've done dealings with that will be able to talk about you as an individual and your business, and be able to talk about your credentials. So that's worth considering if you're self-employed. Now hopefully all of this will help you improve that references section and better your CV overall, and hopefully get you some more job interviews.